And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates. I'm Fleet Admiral Mirak of the heavy battlecruiser Jesus Protector as we continue our campaign against the Klingon Star Empire. And last time we got ambushed by a fairly significant amount of firepower. It was simply a problem of too many ships from too many angles ended up causing a bit of a problem. That and a sort of botched initial plasma torpedo run, but we don't need to talk about that. We're once again in another heavy bombardment cruiser, so nothing really lost all that much, aside from, of course, the fact that we need to restock the ship. So that's going to be a little bit more expensive, although we don't have to worry about missiles or fighters. So that makes things just a little bit cheaper. So we're just going to top off on spare parts, give ourselves another 6 mines, and then just throw on another 20 or so Marines, because there's no easy way to actually select this. This is one of the few places where slider bars just do not exist in this game, which, yeah, takes a little bit longer time. Let's pop back over here and see if we can't get a little bit of vengeance for what occurred in the last episode, though. We're going to jump right onto the tile with the planet. It's simple MET-10 patrol, so maybe we're going to hunt down each and every single one of those ships one at a time until none remain. That's my plan, that's my hope, and that is indeed my desire. Let us spread alert and set the plasma torpedoes to overload. And we're going to pick up a little bit of speed, move ourselves up to a pace of 5 or 6-ish, and that'll allow us to actually get within range, maximize the speed of time, since we don't actually know where the enemy is at the moment, although we can find out in relatively short order. I want the scanners at maximum. There they are. Heavy battlecruiser. It looks like a D6, but it might be a Katanga. It is a XCF. Never mind, I'm completely wrong. It is a fast, heavy cruiser, although he is all on his lonesome. So let's go prepare the tractor beam to go set up a forward shield reinforcement. We don't need the side shields, just the forward one, because nobody else cares about anything else. And show me the power stat, so I can know exactly how much I can steal, which is quite a bit. But we are going to have to slow down a pretty significant amount just to make sure that he isn't actually able to do anything too dangerous to us with those weapons. And starts to slow way down and speed of time. Hi, buddy. You have come somewhat close to me. And it does look like you're actually going to complete the encirclement maneuver, which means enjoy the gifts. Hey, look. He's lost pretty much everything, and let him go. So we've managed to probably nuke his power generation. That's what I will indeed bet. And I'll get the Gatling phases involved in everything else. Are you having a good time, buddy? Apparently not. Oh, he's cut through my aft shield. That is a lot more damage than I figured he was actually capable of doing. I thought we had him, but apparently not quite as much as I would like to believe. He is dropping down in speed even further, so I'm just basically going to stop, and we're going to sit here and probably be able to kick his butt before he can do anything too dangerous to us. Yeah, he's dropped to 0 speed. I'm willing to bet that he's just emptying the capacitors at the same rate that I am as we slowly drag the heavy bulk of the ship around. There we go. XCF taken, and our current speed, 0. So much for being a fast cruiser. Yeah, that initial plasma bombardment, because of the fact that we hit him with such an immense amount of power at a single time, most of that ends up going into power damage. So he probably went from maximum power to like 10 points of power by the end of that. 280 prestige is our reward, and a tile neutralized. Lovely. Let's pop back over here, see if we can't steal it immediately. A planetary assault. How fitting. So we're immediately going to go on that, and if we can capture this, that'll be a planet and station right next to each other on the front line. That should help protect Kronos. Yeah, he spawned inside the planet. Probably not his most brilliant strategy. By the way, we're being escorted today by the Tenacity, a Hydran heavy bombardment cruiser. However, we are steering across at a heavy cruiser at a planet PLPH of some description, PLPH-6, and a DWD-XM, and whatever that used to be. It ain't there anymore, so, yeah. Unfortunate for him. We're just going to set up the rest of the ship for full-on combat, forward shields, tractor beams, the whole 9 yards, and maximize speed time. As long as we're here, we may as well use it. Okay, the phase capacitor is fully charged, which gives us a ton of extra power. We'll be able to run up to him. I anticipate a DWDXM can be destroyed in just a single titanic plasma barrage. I don't anticipate he'll be able to survive anything that we're about to throw his way. So without much further ado, we're just going to run into him, hit him with the tractor beam, and then once he's stopped and dead. By the way, those purple beams of light are his G2 phasers, which quite powerful. And a little bit of light fire coming from... At the end of the day, he's a light cruiser. He's a D5 with an extra nacelle for some extra power generation, but come on. He is nothing compared to the amount of firepower that we can put out. Beautiful. On to the planet. Target planet. And now we can just maximize speed of time again, because we're just going to chug along, get in nice and close, and then just bombard with plasma. Of course, we do need to avoid the ring, but, yeah. That spawn bug needs to be fixed. It does also make it very scary to try and get anywhere near this planet, because the closer you get to the planet, the greater chance you have of just exploding spontaneously. Oh wow, we're a lot closer than I figured we were. Can I get to 15? 15 is kind of where I want to be. That'll strip him from all of his shields and then allow us to kill. So drop the speed to 0 and engage with full plasma barrage. So from this range, the plasma torpedoes shouldn't have too much trouble. Okay, they did have some trouble, and I'm going to chalk that up to we may actually be further than the planet than otherwise seems. But now we just sit back and wait. Everybody just sort of leans back in a nice little beach chair. That's what I imagine that Gorn bridges are like. It's basically the replica of a beach. After all, they are lizards, so they're going to relax on their rocks, sipping their margaritas and enjoying, having a good time, maybe sharing a pizza. And if you get that reference, then you are my kind of people. More plasma torpedoes just to see if we can't fully rip them apart. Another 223 damage. We have damaged the planet quite severely. Send the probe. Oh yeah, very severely. Pick on the speed. Let's get a little bit closer. We're just going to zip on in here and blow them very sky high at this point. He's lost most of his defenses. And there go his shields again. Let's just hope we don't actually run into the planet. That would be extra double plus bad. So we need to kind of keep an eye on this range ticker, because if it gets too low, well, we run into problems. And there we are. All stop. Okay, we're good. A distance of 4.8. Engage with all weapons. By the way, check out with the Marines, because we may not actually have to do this. Yeah, send in the Marines. And continue to engage with phasers so that we have the forward shield protected while we are recharging. Now we just wait for our Marines to capture the planet, and that should be a successful planet capture. Which is extra fun, because we actually are going to have a planetary assault for once actually steal a planet. So, yeah, gonna have a good time with that one. Just as soon as the Marines finish securing all the key clouds on Venus. Or Venus with a ring? I don't think Venus would be massive enough to have a ring. Must be Saturn of some description then. Or a Saturn-like object. Basically, we're securing a gas giant with terrestrial Marines. This is going to go perfectly. In another mission, we ended at 0 speed, although for different reasons. 495 prestige is a reward, and the tile taken. That is the front extended. We can go back and try and take those, but kind of not psyched for that idea, so set out. See if we can't cause more havoc and damage. Push the line back even further, and make it so they will never get to our stolen planet of Konos. Very happy that we hold Konos and they don't. Alright, so a surprise reverse should be nice and easy. Let us red alert and increase speed. What do we got? We got a single light cruiser. Alright, plasma torpedoes developing if you don't mind. And set the charge rate to 0.5%. That way I can steal even more power for actually going places. It'll take us a little while to actually get that phaser capacitor fully charged anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Increase the speed of time as we slowly chug along, getting more and more speed. Although I probably could steal more from this phaser capacitor if I reduced it even more. Because I want to get there as quickly as possible. 54, 55, 56, there we go. So probably be as fast as we can get there. And we're fully charged. Stop that. Put this back up to full power. We have 51 points of power. 56, 57.8. We're not actually going to have the plasma torpedoes ready to go just yet. But we will very shortly. So we're basically going to run on top of him and hit him with all the firepower, although that's not ideal for obvious reasons. I'm going to start to slow down, actually. Throw additional power into the forward shield. That way we don't, stun and blow apart our own forward shields. But I do kind of want to invest some plasma torpedoes on this guy. So see if I can't get away with a single R. And phasers. Not quite enough. Give him a second R. There we go. That worked out perfectly. You are ignorable, but you are probably the most dangerous of the group. Yeah, they're all POLs, so give him the rest of the plasma torpedoes. I think that ought to be able to take him plasma torpedoes to normal mode, so they just stop screwing with my power regeneration rate so badly. So we've taken out another one, and at this point now we can just go maximum speed of time, as we're going to zip around here, hit him with all the phasers that we've got. Gatling phasers ought to be able to handle him. He's, after all, a police cruiser. There we go. Beautiful. On to the next one. We're just sort of going to run down the line. So the Lyrans deciding that they're going to get involved in the Klingons' war, which I gotta say, don't think that was their best plan. I think there were many better plans that involved not pissing off the Gorn, who happen to... Oh no, we don't share a border with them. Well, at this point now we do, because we have stolen the entire northern half of the Klingon Empire, so... Yeah, probably not their greatest idea ever. They must be really afraid of us, which I can understand. I mean, our forces are mighty and undefeatable, clearly at this point. Pay no attention to what happened last episode where we actually got defeated. And so that'll be another neutral tile. We're going to pop over here into the middle of the nebula. And I'm basically just clearing out the front line at this point. Another patrol. So straight up battle in the middle of a nebula. No shuttle bays. Basically, we can fire from a range of 15 and kill them with our plasma torpedoes, depending on how big they are. We're being escorted today by, after we overload systems, the USS Missouri, which is a strike light cruiser? What are you? According to the fleet screen, you are a CLC. Oh, you're a command light cruiser. Cool. I didn't realize CLCs were actually in the game. Huh. Well, there goes that idea. We're trying to figure out how to put the USS Ares into the game properly, and CLC was one of the ideas. The other one was the CLK for Light Cruiser Hunter Killer. Or was it CHK? I think it was CLK. And we're also being escorted by the medium cruiser USS Hong Kong. So being escorted by the Federation medium fleet, it seems. No point in overloading the forward shield since we can't use it anyway. It is a C5 Dreadnought. Fascinating ship. As well as a double raider. So the double raider I'm not all that concerned about. The C5 Dreadnought, on the other hand, could be a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 4 and 2. Give me 2 and 4. There we go. That way we can totally mess with all the electronic countermeasure systems that are going on out there. And we are going to want to fire from extra long range. So he's coming towards us at a distance of a speed of 23. So if we fired from here, actually, I'm going to wait for the 15 anyway. And there go the plasma torpedoes. And we begin evasive maneuvers for the maximum possible avoidance. He cannot launch a wild weasel in this, so he's dead. Beautiful. And then we can come around over here to this double raider. And that is exactly how the plan worked as intended. So slow down a little bit so we can make sure that we are actually maintaining optimal charge rates. And yeah, rule of thumb, don't fight the Gorn in a nebula. It's not going to go well for you, I promise. Because they can launch from a distance of 15 and blow up a dreadnought in one salvo. They don't have to get anywhere near you, and if a fairly decent amount of your firepower relies on you having accurate weapons, you're basically screwed against, well, plasma races in general. We never even lost our shields. I don't even know if we got hit. So that worked out quite nicely. The nebula belongs to the Gorn. Honestly, though, the Romulans probably win in the nebula, though, because they can cloak, which is a little bit extra defense. So 270 prestige is our reward, and the tile neutralized a law of leap pop back over here. Take another mission, as we basically just are going to clean up this forward line. Make sure that the Klingons are pushed further and further from Kronos, so they can't re-grab it. So because we hold the Klingon homeworld, it's a major economic boon to us. It just gives us all kinds of additional economic bonuses. Not anything like out of the ordinary. There's no special rules that I'm aware of that say capitals give you plus 15% dilithium growth. No, it just has an economy value of like 90 or 100, which is pretty significant. We do have our target on screen. Fleet screen tells us it is a DX. Ooh, one of the most powerful vessels in the Klingon fleet before you get into the X cruisers. Not quite, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. But it is a advanced technologies heavy cruiser, but not an advanced heavy cruiser. There's a slight difference. One being having all kinds of crazy heavy firepower, and this one just having the crazy heavy, what would it be? Power systems, that's it. So we're just going to run up onto him and annihilate him, because we are a generation more advanced than he is. And so probably wasn't the greatest idea that he ever had challenging us to a duel. He's basically a D7 with a couple of extra systems on board. Hi! Goodbye! Beautiful. And maximum speed time. Alright, so we have dealt with the DX. And how terrifying does that have to be to the people from the asteroid base who are like watching their defender zip on forward, all aggressive and maneuvering back and forth, and just crunch. Gone. Oh, there you are. Hi. We're coming for you. You can't stop us. Although we are going to have to, siege him out just a little bit. That is something we're going to have to be forced to do, because we can't get too close. At the end of the day, he does still have 4 Phaser 4s on board. He's also got 4 Phaser 3s, but who cares about those? We'll never get close enough for that to get involved. And because of that, it can be a little bit difficult to just run right up next to him and bombard him with all your plasma. So we are going to have to stop at a distance of about 15 and then just plasma torpedo the heck out of him. So I actually think asteroid bases might have slightly better weapons arcs than the than planets themselves. I'm not sure on that, but it is a hunch that I have, given that I think that the weapon systems on an asteroid base are designed to shoot 360, so all arcs instead of having specific arcs. I'll have to check that in the ship list. I scroll past the planets all the time on it. All the plasma you may enjoy. 312 damage. Send the probe. We broke nothing. Okay, so now we just sit here, and we wait, and we chill, and we get everything set up again, and again we bust out the margaritas and pizza. And then we can have a little bit of fun in the hopefully short period of time. Plasma torpedoes 50% charge. I actually at some point need to count out to see how long it takes each turn to go by at different speeds, because at speed 7, each turn is about 30 seconds, because there's, 31, 32 impulses in a turn? There we go. Popped him after the second salvo. all done and dusted. So completely gone. The asteroid base has been dealt with. And again, we finish a mission at a speed of exactly 0. With 28.1 points of power in the forward shield. Not too bad. Alright, so let's see what they're willing to give us. 262 prestige for cleaning that base up. And the tile is, of course, ours. Hi, let's pop in to say hello. And see if there's any other planets nearby. Because the Klingons seem to have quite a few of them. And the Federation showed up. Really? Trying to get in on my action. A base destruction mission. Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. If we win this mission, then the base is gone. If we lose this mission, then pain. I think this is actually a really hard mission too. We have HMS Citadel with us, a DWD off in the distance, overload the plasma torpedoes, and get the forward shields fully reinforced, because there is a fairly sizable station, I believe. I'm not positive on that, but I'm fairly certain that what we're looking at is one of the larger sized stations out there. Get the tractor beam to be a charging, and we'll get on top of him and blow him into little smithereens. Cut the... up there you are. I was wondering where he was going to be. Alright, so we actually do have an actual dangerous target. A C9XM, a MERV-equipped dreadnought. Fascinating stuff right there. So it looks like his light cruiser, the DWD, has indeed decided he's going to start zigzagging, which is good for us. Start sapping the shield budget, because we need to get on top of this guy and just fry him. I don't know if I can... in fact, I'm almost positive I can't kill a C9 in one salvo, but I can probably do it in one pass. I mean, they are fairly sizable battleships. Oh, come on. DWD shouldn't be focusing on me. Should be focusing on other people. So let's speed of time. Really? Really? This is your plan? Oh, crap. Let him go, let him go, let him go. Distance of 10. Plasma torpedo. Fire. Fire. That'll introduce a crash stop. So there's a reason I did this. There is a definite reason we did this. Because we now have a limited period of time where we can get away from these guys. It's going to be irritating, but it's something we have to do. Is he accelerating? He's not yet, but there it is. That's the acceleration we're looking for. Because now we can come at him from behind. Spin. Plasma. And you. Yeah, back off, buddy. Well, actually, I grabbed onto you, so let's be honest with ourselves. The back off buddy thing was... There we go. He's exposed. And so are you. My point defense drone's doing an excellent job right there. Marines, do we want to steal it? I mean, I kind of do, but I don't really have the capability to do that. So we'll hit them with the phasers, and our stern and our forward shields not doing the greatest. And the DWD is right on my bottom. So drop a mine. And that may backfire on us, but I'm hoping that it'll just keep the enemy away. He did turn away. Lovely. Tractor beams to point defense. And that'll allow us to be somewhat protected as we can continue our assault all around the dreadnought. Although we are losing quite a few shields, and that's not good given this is a base assault, which means we're going to have to rely a little bit more heavily on being able to do other things. I need to make this turn, but I don't have a good direction to turn in, so I'm going to turn with the stern, which is always a little bit scary. Also because it puts the DWD to my back. Not great, but I do have to reverse this turn to get the good shields back on target. He is almost dead at this point, though, so I shouldn't be too worried. How's he doing? Oh, we don't know. But he's... What speed is he doing? 10.8? Yeah, he's accelerating. Plasma torpedoes, normal mode, just to give me something to work with. Well, that, of course, will be switched off, but for now, we wanted to be able to do something. I gotta fix that. I don't know where the gosh darn weapons file is. I've asked in the Discord a couple of times and have not yet gotten an answer, but I assume that's just because people haven't noticed it just yet. So hopefully soon I'll be able to bug enough people who actually know what they're doing with the modding scene to get them to let me know that sort of thing. Alright, so we've taken care of the Dreadnought. It looks like he doesn't have any shuttle bay at this moment, and he is 12 distance away and accelerating. So I need him to come back in towards me if I want to use the plasma torpedoes, and I do, because I have 2 of them. So I'd like to utilize them, but I'd like to get to a distance of about 5, because he could break away. Oh, you know what? Being paranoid. Fire the plasma! He doesn't have a shuttle bay, we may as well hit him. So this should hope... I thought you didn't have a shuttle bay. Oh, you must have repaired it. Either that or they're cheating hardcore. Another 2 plasma torpedoes about to be ready, but they're not going to be ready in time. So, cut through. So, yeah, I don't quite know, because it looks like his shuttle bay was destroyed before we actually got there, so... Not quite sure how he had that for free, but that'll be okay. He does, of course, have his drones, which is always somewhat irritating. How's my high turn? 94? I'm not going to risk it. I ain't risking the engine damage for that turn. We'll make a nice, long, slow turn and finish this guy off. So come around. Phasers could probably do it for us. Plasma. Oh, we didn't need it. Alright, so we are dealing with an XBT. Send in the probe. I believe this is a difficult station. I could be wrong. Oh, actually, I think I might be. Oh, please don't be a dangerous station. It's dangerous if you get close to it. But yeah, 6 phaser 4s, and that's it. Okay, lovely. We got this. This station is going down. Plasma torpedoes to enveloping mode. We just want to rip all them shields away. And we'll pick up the pace a little bit, can we? Absolutely we can. I don't want the Citadel to get too far ahead of me, because if he does, then, well, he'll die. So we need to get in fast enough to be able to strip the shield so the Citadel can actually do some decent-ish work. Although there is that one thing that the station is capable of launching both fighters and, more importantly, Wild Weasel shuttles. So if y'all remember the way that we had to do this for Stardox, it's basically the same thing. Ooh, wow, that is a lot of missiles. What kind of fighters are you? We're gonna get in there with our phaser array to help out as best as we can. This is a fighter-equipped base station, firing our plasma torpedoes. Yeah, let's help out of this one. Go for the complete kill. Go for the complete kill! Alright, so plasma torpedo battery is firing once again. Good job. And we can just continue to blast away with the phasers, because I think we can kill him before he can get away. That might do it. It did not do it. Phasers, fire! I require you to shoot. Good job. Okay, lovely. All stop. All the stop. And 0 power to that. Plasma... Oh, shoot. Fire that. And fire that. That'll call out the Wild Weasel shuttle, I believe. Yes? No? Maybe? Yes, it did. Okay. So wait for the attack shift to go away. Apparently he can also launch multiple things, which is, of course, dangerous. So the attack shift should be gone. 3, 2, 1. You know what? If it's not... There it goes. All plasma. We're at a distance of 10, so there's that working for us. Yeah, I don't want to have to use that too much, though. Okay, his shields are down. Lovely. So we've got that working for us. I'm going to keep the phasers on low power. So phasers to normal mode, so they don't sap all that much energy. How much power do I currently have? 24.7. That's good enough. And we can maximize speed down. So as the phaser capacitor will fully charge once again, we're just going to sit at long-range bombardment range. Although it looks like he is getting in there as he is causing havoc. I don't know if he's going to survive, but he's managed to do a pretty decent amount of work so far. It is kind of amusing to me that he was able to launch a scatter pack and a Wild Weasel all in the same turn. Yeah, there goes our buddy. Forward shields are holding, but it's a bit rough. Okay, he still has a shuttle bay, so... No, that just went right through. Okay, fire everything. Do you not have... He didn't. Wow, okay, so he only had a single Wild Weasel, it looked like. Managed to shatter that. That worked out way better than anticipated. I was expecting him to have, like, an almost unlimited number of shuttles, and that would have made life just incredibly difficult. 250 prestige is, of course, our reward, and the station is gone. Not bad. So we have made serious progress. We've captured another planet. We've knocked out a space station, which pushes their influence back even more. They're down to... Ooh, you are a station, aren't you? Crap. I think they may have actually taken back one. We'll have to deal with it later. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.